15th of January 2023. And Happy New Year to everyone. I know it's a little bit late, but I do hope you're all well. I do hope you all had a cracking Christmas. Over the last couple of days, I mean, there's been a lot happening, don't get me wrong. But over the last couple of days, I've noticed a story on the news of it's a tragic story, really, of a young lady that was mauled to death by 8 dogs that she was walking. Now, I don't think anyone knows the exact circumstances as to how this happened, but I've been saying for years that there should be a limit on how many dogs someone can walk. 8, as anyone will probably respect, is way too many dogs to be walking. 8 dogs at once. Really? I mean, again, the situation and the circumstances, no one really knows. I mean, one of the dogs could have got out of hand. She could have tried to correct that dog. That dog could have had a snap at her. Good morning, gastric bypass. Hey, or my gastric bypass. But yeah, no one knows the situation really. So she could have tried correcting the behaviour of a dog, and that dog could have turned around and thought, "Now bollocks to this, I'm going to have a little nip at you," and all the others would have been in pack mentality, could have joined in. There could have been another dog come into the fray, and basically, anything could have happened. Let's have a look at this. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, Lee Jones, you know what? I'm good. Victoria Gray. Hi. Good morning. I'm still around. I've just been really, 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 really busy. I've changed garages. I'm no longer in Camberwell. I'm now working at Orpington, which is so much better. So much better in Orpington. So yeah, I drive the 358 now. But I've been saying for a while when it comes to dog walking, 8 is way too many. It should be a maximum of 4. And I've been saying this for a long time as well. There should be a dog license brought back in this country. In order for you to have a dog as part of your family, because I don't believe you should own a dog. If you're going to give a dog a home, that dog becomes part of the family. But like many things in life, you need to have some kind of proficiency test to make sure you're fit for caring for a dog. I mean, you can't just go and adopt a child. There's a process. You need to be made. People need to make sure that you're fit to be an adoptive parent, that you can provide for that child, keep that child safe. So why is a dog no different? You should be able to provide for that dog, to give it a certain amount of exercise, to be able to train it, to teach it right from wrong, to be a loving member of your family, not just a dog that you own. And I understand that over, the last few years, we've had lockdowns and people have got dogs for company. I understand that. But it also comes to my attention that people just, because they've had these dogs and they've gone back to work, they can't walk them. So they get someone to walk these dogs for them. Dog walkers. But 8 dogs is way too many. I mean, look, my Stanford's gone now. My Staffy. He was put to sleep last year. I don't really want to talk about that too much. But I would never have, unless I knew the dog he was walking with, I wouldn't walk him with anyone else's dog. Bearing in mind, I know he was a good boy. I can't, it's not that I didn't trust him. I didn't trust other people's dogs with him, because if another dog would have started on him, he would have defended himself. And then I'm in a position then where I don't really want to have to tell him off, but I'm going to have to tell him off, as well as tell off the owner of the other dog. And when people say, "Oh, my dog's all right," yes, but my dog might not be okay with your dog. This is the situation, and I don't know you, so put your dog on a lead. You don't know what your dog's going to do. I never let Stanford off the lead unless I was in a safe and closed space. He would have always come back to me, and he would always walk next to me if I did take him off the lead. But as a responsible dog owner, I never took him off the lead in open air in unopen areas, or when there's other dogs around, because I want to have that control, that level of safety, a good strong lead and a harness. You see, I mean, what were the leads like with this woman? 8 dogs. And the thing is, from what I heard on the news this morning, none of these dogs were what you would typically class as a dangerous breed. You know, there were no Staffordshire Bull Terriers, which, by the way, are the loveliest dogs. Don't have anyone tell you otherwise. There were no boxers, bull mastiffs, none of that. No stereotypical dangerous dogs. But were those leads too short? Were those leads too long? I'm reckoning those leads were way too long, and those dogs were all over the place, and those dogs were jumping up at her, and I think they didn't realise what they were doing. My personal opinion is I think those dogs didn't realise they were attacking her, because it takes one dog to get pissed off, and the other dogs may have thought, "Oh, this looks fun. Let's have a nibble." They may, it's sad. Someone's lost their life, and unfortunately, all of those dogs. Good morning, Drive in London. Unfortunately, all of those dogs now have to be put to sleep, regardless of their previous history. They could have been the loveliest dog, but now they have to be put to sleep. And if they all mauled this woman to death, then that's what has to happen. Unfortunately, it's not like they can sit there and go, "It wasn't me, I swear. It was the other dogs. It was not me. Please don't put me to sleep." You know, it just doesn't happen like that. It's sad. But the laws in this country in regards to dog ownership do need to change. They do need to change. So we've done something different on YouTube today. There's a new thing which allows me to let someone join. I'm not sure if you can see it, but just below me there's another window. So if you are a regular viewer of mine, which hasn't been very regular over the last year and a bit, and that's me. I understand that. And you want to get in on the conversation, we'll have a little chat. I'd appreciate that. I'm not sure how to do this because this is all new to me. But add guest, there we go. Oh, that's just sending a link. Maybe someone can click on it. I don't know. What can you see on the screen? Let me know what you can see on the screen. Is there any way of asking to join? I don't know. First time I've done this type of live. But it is tragic. It really is tragic. I believe she was 28 years, so young. 28 years old, lost her life. While essentially doing her job. And that's what makes it even sadder. And the thing is, it must have been absolutely terrifying, scary. Thing is, you think as someone who walks dogs, you know how to relate to these animals. You know how to control them. You have a certain demeanor in a way that dogs respect. And it's true, dogs do pick up on human behavior. They do see usually the person who is in control of that walk, which is usually the dog walker, as an alpha. So you would hope that she had that sort of air of authority about her when walking these dogs. I just don't see it. What really gets me is when I see people walking 6, 7, 8 dogs in a park, and those dogs are on a lead, but they're all over the place. And you see someone walking them, with their arms stretched out, going, "Ah, ah, ah," being pulled along like that. That's not walking dogs. That is dogs walking you. That is, and that's not good. Thinking, "Oh, I'll be a dog walker because it's easy money." Don't do it because it's easy money. It's not easy money. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know the temperaments and mentalities of specific breeds of dog, and you need to know that individual dog's attitude towards not only other dogs but other people. You can't just say, "Oh, it's okay, I'll stick them all in the back of the van. They'll all get along nicely because if they all get on with other dogs." It doesn't always work like that. "I'll get them all out the van. I'll stick leads on all of them. I'll walk them all with no problems." You can't ever guarantee that. Just because you want to walk dogs for a living doesn't mean that you're Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. I mean, I'm good with dogs. You see, I know by and large what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna excuse the pun, bite off more than I can chew. It's really distasteful, isn't it? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to walk down the street with 3 dogs. If I had 2 dogs, I'd walk down the street with 2 dogs. If they were my dogs, if I had 4 dogs and I knew those dogs implicitly and I knew for a fact that they would do everything I tell them to because I'm the alpha in that pack, I would walk 4 dogs down the street, 2 in each hand. But they're my dogs. I trained them, I raised them, I brought them up, I love them, I feed them, I care for them, I pick up their shit. But 8 dogs from 8 different homes is too much. It really is. And this needs to change in this country. And I do believe that there needs to be a dog license reintroduced into this country. You need to take some kind of exam before being allowed to house an animal. It needs to happen. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We've been doing this live for nearly 12 minutes or 11 minutes now, and I have to go to work. So I do wish everyone has an absolutely fantastic day. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, wherever you go, do it well. Stay safe. Love you lots. Mwah.